We're all familiar with the expression, no risk, no gain, right? If you're going to gain something, you have to take some risk. At the time, I was very sort of pleased with myself about that. And I thought, yeah, I risked everything to be with you, to come in connection with your holy lotus feet, and now I've gained everything. So I was very proud and happy, like, yes, I know that very well. No risk, no gain. And I myself am, such a sterling example of that. And then Guru Maharaj knew he had me like primed for what he was about to say. Because I'm sitting there and he said, but there is a higher stage. And I'm like, what? And he said, all risk and no gain. And I had to think for a minute, like, did I just hear what he said? All risk and no gain. And he could see the bewildered look on my face. He said, are you ready for that? You'll risk everything and gain nothing. And then I thought, I'm just trying to think, and I'm unable to process this entirely. And then now I'm totally bewildered, and Guru Maharaj is smiling. And he said, that is the position of the Braja Gopis. They risk everything with no anticipation of gain. That's the highest standard. They're not calculating self-interest. They're not calculating what they will get from doing this. Just, what is it? Bhajaniya sarvashad guna vishishta. They're irresistibly drawn to Krishna to offer themselves. Just like, and the parallel, a mundane parallel in this world, when someone in romantic love, and they become enamored by another person, without thinking about all these things, automatically they're giving themselves to that person. Even more so than wanting to consume someone or something, we're actually searching for someone to offer ourselves to give ourselves to. But because we've been deceived so many times, and we have a strong tendency ourselves toward self-deception, we're reluctant, right? And so we're keeping the heart sheltered, cloistered, covered, and afraid to give ourselves, to offer ourselves. So anyway, Srila Guru Maharaj said, all risk and no gain. Are you ready for that? And now I was just totally bewildered. I don't know what I'm agreeing to. Right? And then he began to explain. He said, all risk and no gain because you think that this world is something substantial. And you think that spiritual life and spiritual reality is insubstantial. It's just something abstract. People are talking about it. Can you prove it? This, that. So we're very suspicious of the spiritual reality. But this world, because you can knock on it, you can walk on it, you can manipulate it in various ways. This is the solid, substantial plane. Although even according to science, it's constantly in motion, and also according to science, there will come a time where all of this vanishes, right, and enters some kind of nebulous state. And according to Veda, it'll again express itself. Bhutva, bhutva praliyate. It manifests for some time, is all disintegrated and withdrawn, and then manifests again. So even though we know that that's really the nature of this world, and everything we see here has only appeared for a brief time and will vanish in time, we're still thinking, this is the solid world with a strong foundation, and this spiritual world that we're hearing about in spiritual conception is very tentative, it's abstract, we're not sure, we'll have to examine it more, look at the fine print. etc. So he said, that's why it's all risk and no gain. He's saying, all of this that I've accumulated here in the world of exploitation, the energy that I've accumulated, I'm going to risk all of this in service to Krishna, which seems to be something abstract and not palpable, inaccessible, etc. Saying, but just as when you go east, automatically you're withdrawing from west, as you engage in the process of self-surrender, gradually you'll begin to perceive this world and everything in it is insubstantial. And actually what I'm coming in connection with in the Krishna conscious world is real and substantial. Okay? So then the transition takes place. So Guru Maharaj said, what initially seemed to be a proposition of all risk and no gain, in the end becomes all gain and no risk. Because whatever was gathered here in the temporary world is not substantial to begin with. So what did you really risk? Nothing. And you gained everything in the process. So in the end, all risk and no gain turns into all gain and no risk. But how to proceed in that direction, if this concept awakens in the heart a little sense of potential, of possibility, then under the guidance of Sadhu Shastra Guru Vaishnava, we try to make some progress.